It's week 1 of the 2024 season, and we've got a showdown in the Sunshine State. It's the Jaguars and the Dolphins, and it's coming up next on EA Sports.
From beautiful South Florida, there's a look at Hard Rock Stadium in Miami. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, and Charles, there's nothing quite like it. That feeling of beginning another NFL season, and these two squads, they're going to do just that in a moment.
And what makes it so exciting is the range of possibilities these teams have before them, because we could be seeing one of these teams earn the Lombardi Trophy in February, while the other, they could earn the #1 draft pick in April or anything in between. And we've got the best seat in the house every step of the way.
Two teams on opposite ends of the Sunshine State. The Jags and Dolphins are underway. And it's a pretty good return here as they get this up to the 29. The Dolphins head out, led by the NFL's leading passer in 2023. Now in his 5th season, Tua Tagovailoa.
And he's coming off a great season where he put up career highs in yards and touchdowns, while also leading one of the most prolific scoring offenses in the NFL. The #1 thing he did last season, though, staying healthy. When he's on the field, Miami can roll.
Tua to throw right away. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game. A lot of talk the other day about them wanting to quiet this home crowd early and often. Very first play of the game, they do just that.
You're exactly right about that, because that's often a conversation when you go on the road and you travel. Hey, let's take the crowd out of it. What a great way of doing so by putting the quarterback on the deck.
Throwing on 2nd and long. Tua. That's to the new Dolphin. It's Odell Beckham Jr. Down the left sideline. He may go. Odell Beckham. And he will take it in for a Dolphins touchdown. Beckham, 85 yards. And the Dolphins are on the board here first in the season opener. Well, if they didn't get the wake-up call before the game, they got it right now. 2 plays already in the end zone.
I think of it in boxing terms, because whether it's a big shot with your first one or a probing one, a little bit of a jab, the second one was the payoff. That was the big one that landed. 1-2, end zone.
Extra point up and good by Sanders, and it's now a 7-0 game. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. So here come the Jaguars to take over for the first time behind Trevor Lawrence, their quarterback in season #4.
And I'll bet he's talking to his guys about resisting the temptation to try and turn this into an up-and-down game, almost like basketball, where both teams press and one team gets an advantage.
The NFL Madden League Season 2-3, 2024 Week 1, games and highlights will be coming up next on GOAT's International Sports Showdown 2024.
2nd and 8 coming up. Here's a 2nd and 8. Now Lawrence. And his throw is incomplete. The intended target there was Gabriel Davis. And it's 3rd down. They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the first down. Here's Lawrence.
The NFL Madden League Season 2-3, 2024 Week 1 matchup is now live streaming on GOAT's International Sports Showdown 2024.
Chance to scan it twice. The protection was that good. Unfortunately for him, the coverage downfield equally good.
The Cook now on to punt as he gets this one away. Watch out for Hill on the return. It'll go as a 42, make it a 43-yard punt. 6 on the return, and it'll be Dolphin football. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Throwing now is Tagovailoa, and that'll be incomplete.
They'll put a check mark in the box where the defense coordinator was saying, how well can we stay with these receivers if we're in man coverage? Because he just did it on that one, forced the incompletion. That allowed him to get bolder with his pass rush, won't it?
Absolutely.
Week 1 Jacksonville Jaguars at Miami Dolphins.
Here's Tagovailoa. And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's 3rd down. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. Now they'll send Waddle in motion left. Play action. Now it's Tua. And this pass broken up. And the contact well-timed there, and now 4th down.
And that is how you respond after taking one on the chin to begin this game. Give up a first-drive touchdown, go back out on defense, and completely shut them down.
The NFL Madden League Season 2-3, 2024 Week 1 matchups will be coming up next on GOAT's International Sports Showdown 2024.
And the Jaguars go on offense, 1st down and 10. So time to see Jacksonville again on offense for the 2nd time here in this game. The crowd may be losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
They want some big plays. They want to see some offense. They want to see somebody break away, whether it's through the air or on the ground. Now it'll be interesting to see where the patience is on both sides. Each head coach, can you hang?
Week 1 Arizona Cardinals at Buffalo Bills.
Here's Lawrence to throw. Open man is Kirk, complete. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. Lawrence will throw. But this is intercepted.
Week 1 New England Patriots at Cincinnati Bengals.
And a terrific return as he takes this thing all the way down near the 20-yard line. But when I looked down, he was kind of shaking his head right after he threw that pass. What did you see?
Well, from a defense's perspective, anytime you have your eyes back towards the quarterback, you're in a position to make a play on the ball, whether it's a big-time play by you or an overthrow by the quarterback. You have a much better opportunity.
Out comes the Miami offensive unit now. They get set to take over. And they'll have good field position here following the interception and a chance to build on their lead as they start with a 1st and 10. And a couple of yards as they move it from the 21 to the 19.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
Here's Tagovailoa to throw. And bringing it in right side here, Beckham. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. He had the touchdown earlier. This one's going to get him a 1st down.
It's all pretty simple sometimes, isn't it? Go where the defenders are.
Week 1 Carolina Panthers at New Orleans Saints.
Defense, got to find a better way of accounting for the shorter routes that are being run against them.
And he's going to be dropped back at the 15-yard line. Brought to the ground by the linebacker, Foye Oluokun.
Well, that's the 2nd time he's been sacked so far in the 1st half, and if they have designs on having a big year, on going anywhere, they've got to find a way to keep him upright so he can throw the football.
First down, a bit of a disaster, and now on 2nd and goal, back even further. Now a give to Mostert running right. They stopped after only a yard, taking it down to the 14.
The big part of a middle linebacker's job is being able to take on blocks and then go make plays. But the best ones, they have those big guys in front of them playing defensive line to hold blockers off of them and allow them to flow sideline to sideline and make the big hits.
Yeah, this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to. Sanders' kick is good, and the Dolphins will add on to their lead. So, Charles, they get to them with their first turnover of the game and then make it hurt a little bit extra with a field goal.
And anytime you give the ball up, what's the first thing a coach tells his defense? Don't let them score off of this. You've got to put out the fire. In fact, in 2021, that's what one NFL coach termed his defense. The firemen. Go out there, guys, and don't let them put some points on the board.
And out now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a first down now. That's caught. It's the former Bill, Gabe Davis. So the completion good for 6 yards, and it'll be second down. Etienne up the middle. And he'll earn a couple of tough yards past the 30 to the 31. Dolphins bring on an extra defensive back on third down. Now Lawrence. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he will have a Jaguars first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
You can almost hear the sigh of relief coming from their sideline and from their point on the field because this has been a tough start for them thus far. A much-needed first down there. They needed something good to happen. Plays like that will continue to help them dig out of this hole.
And they'll send the tight end in motion here. Looking to throw, Lawrence. That one tipped, and it's incomplete. Well, good hands there defensively, and it's second down. Now Lawrence to throw. Screenplay, here's Etienne. And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3. $10-0 the score after 1 on EA Sports. The Jags with a football to begin the second quarter as they've got it with a third down coming up. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. Throwing again here. It's Lawrence. He's got his running back out of the backfield. And he's got another first down as he's brought down at the Dolphins 35. Well, hang on now. We're going to pause here. We've got an injured player. We always hate to see injuries, especially tough here in week 1. Just hoping this is nothing serious. We'll take a quick timeout. Lawrence. That's going to be caught by Kirk. It'll go as a gain of 4, and that will bring up second down. They'll look to throw again. And this is going to be caught, but they'll say out of bounds. So it's incomplete. So they need 6 yards here on third down. They're 2 for 2 on third down tries so far on this drive. From the shotgun, Lawrence. The throw here right sideline falls incomplete. So 2 third down conversions on this drive, but not able to get a third, and now they deal with fourth down. Patterson's kick is good. And they get themselves on the board here. It's 10-3. So that kick gives them their first points of the game, CD. And it comes on the third drive, but hopefully for them that's a spark.
Week 1 Las Vegas Raiders at Los Angeles Chargers.
As you look at your sheet, you're trying to find that part on there that unlocks bigger points. They've struggled with a few drives so far. Finally got 3 out of it. How do you find the end zone? That's what he's searching for now.
The Dolphins offense now working their way back onto the field. Their drive last time, it stalled out. They were forced to take the short field goal.
And the key phrase, you nailed it. Forced to, because you know coaches look at these short field goals as a last resort, right? To them, that's not how drives are supposed to end. You're supposed to put 6 on the board. That's a consolation prize. Like going to the county fair, you don't get the big stuffed animal on that one, do you?
No, you don't go top shelf. That's bottom shelf material. Oh, what a read on the outside as it's intercepted. Picked off by Tyson Campbell. Certainly not his best throw that time, and not a good time to make it, Charles, when they were a nickel with 5 defensive backs on the field.
And that's exactly why you have those 5 DBs out there. You want extra speed on the field, guys who have ball skills and understand what the passing game can do, and gives them a chance to react and make a play on the football, and they take one of those away.
The Jags offense now gets set and heads back onto the field. It's been very much a slow start for them. 3 drives and just the 3 points, CD.
Yeah, if you're into the points per drive ratio, that answer is 1. And that's not going to get it done in a ball game. They've got to find a way to finish these drives in end zones, not having balls go through goalposts.
Well, that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's second down. In motion left is Thomas. To throw again on second down, Lawrence. And he'll take this beyond the line of scrimmage as he slides to a hole. He'll wind up getting 4 there on his own, but it will leave him now with a third down situation. Out of the gun, it's Lawrence. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have a Jags first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
And that's well executed there on third down. And I love the confidence that they had to let their tight end try and find some space in the middle of the field, right in their quarterback's line of vision. And QBs love to make that easy throw, and they hooked up there for a first down.
And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's second down. Operating from the gun, Lawrence. Quick slant caught by Kirk. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4. Duvernay in motion. From the gun on third down, Lawrence. That is caught. And he will have a Jaguars first down as he'll be marked down a yard or 2 past the marker following a gain of 6. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Open man right side is Ingram. And a nice job to break free of 1 tackle, but it slowed his momentum somewhat, and he's taken down right after. 2nd and 5. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up third down. Back to throw again. This one to the sideline. He's got it. A nice job to keep the feet in, but he is a bit short here of a first down. 5 yards is the pickup there as that extends this drive. A chance for a first touchdown drive of the year. It's 1st and goal. And they will not get the connection there. It's incomplete.
I'm really liking what I'm seeing from this defense because their coverage has been playing at a shutdown level so far. Even backed up late. They're forcing
Week 1 Denver Broncos at Seattle Seahawks.
And this is going to result in losing yardage. They're driven back to the 8-yard line. That backs them up 1 yard and brings up third down. Operating from the gun, Lawrence. Being chased out left. And he will get this into the end zone for a Jaguar touchdown. Trevor Lawrence, an 8-yard touchdown run. And the Jaguars are an extra point away now from tying this ball game.
This is a great decision right here. Out of the pocket to his left, and he knows if he waits too long, the defense is going to be all over him. So he makes a decision to go and wins the race to the pylon.
Extra point by Patterson, up and good. And we are even at 10 apiece. That one in the books as a 12-play drive. And it was capped off by Trevor Lawrence taking it in himself. All level now at 10 apiece as the kick's away.
Week 1 Los Angeles Rams at Detroit Lions.
Oh, some strong running. And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. Miami set to take over. They had the interception on the last drive, which led to the tying touchdown. So 10-10 the score as they begin 1st and 10. They'll motion the tight end across the formation. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And he takes this up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. On 1st and 10, it's Mostert. And he powers through the first wave, but he's going to be swallowed up behind the line of scrimmage. That tackle by Trayvon Walker. Nice play. He blows that up behind the line of scrimmage. Second quarter, 2 minutes to go. Tie ball game. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach. Zone coverage there, and they were playing deep. That makes it obviously a little bit harder to run by guys. And that time, it was not much of a window to get the ball in there, and it winds up incomplete.
Out of the gun on 3rd down, here's Tua. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
Well, they came up with points in their first 2 possessions, but it looks like they'll come up empty here on their 3rd drive. The defense finally starting to get locked into them a little bit. Might have to go a little bit deeper into their playbook on their next possession.
And the punter Bailey on now as he sends this one away. And a fair catch called for and made just outside the 15-yard line. So a change of possession here on the punt. And they will take over 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Lawrence. A short throw to Ingram. And he'll have this past the 30 prior to going out of bounds. 17 yards is the pickup there for number 17.
And it's a real luxury when you have a guy who can turn a short throw into a solid gain at any moment. Once he caught that ball, he ID'd where the open grass was and got there in a hurry to pick up a new set of downs for his offense.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Here's Lawrence. They'll try and set up the screen to Etienne. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40.
When you run a screen pass really well, you got to like the look of it because so many parts come together to make it work well. The offensive linemen, where they're faking people out, the back slipping out there, catching the football, then all of them going together as one unit downfield. A really nice pickup.
A short throw to Ingram. Only a gain of a yard, but that's all they needed. Now Lawrence. And completes it to Kirk over the middle. The Jaguars going to go ahead and use their first timeout as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. Lawrence going to throw again. And he will find Davis. That's complete. And he's got another 1st down as he's brought down at the Dolphins' 29-yard line.
Good strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
Here's Lawrence to throw. Open man is Kirk, complete. Now the Jags will use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. He'll get this out to the flat for Etienne. And he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19. The Jaguars now will use the last of their timeouts as it'll come with 36 ticks to go in half number 1. So here's a 1st and 10 now down inside the 20. Again, it's Lawrence. A throw left sideline falls incomplete.
He already came through for them on this drive. No surprise that they were hoping he could do it again.
2nd and 10. We're all knotted up at 10, but it appears that may change soon. Only question is, will they have to settle for 3? They'll complete this to Ingram as tight end. That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there. Final play of the half. It's Lawrence. And he's got it. It's Thomas for a Jacksonville touchdown. Brian Thomas, his first NFL reception, goes for 6. And the Jaguars have taken the lead here in the final stages of this first half. So that really an almost perfect drive as they chew up some clock and wind up scoring late in this first half.
And remember, they've got a chance to double dip here because they're going to get the ball first to start the third quarter. So they potentially could go up 2 scores before the other guys get a chance to do anything.
Extra point by Patterson, up and good. And that makes it a 17-10 score. So still time for the kickoff here. 1 second to go in the half as this one is away. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25. First down Miami as they get set to start the drive. Tua, a final shot before half. And he's going to go down. Couldn't get a throw off with the pressure. Maybe that was for the best as that brings us to the end of this first half of play. So we've reached halftime here on opening weekend as we send you up to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman and our EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. And welcome back to football, everybody. We've got a full slate of 16 games here to start the new season. So let's take our first trip around the NFL. We'll start up at Highmark Stadium, just outside of Buffalo. And it's the Bills who lead that one late in the second quarter. Josh Allen has thrown 2 touchdown passes. Next, we'll head east. It's on to Cincinnati as we check in on the Bengals at home at Paycor Stadium. And that one is at halftime as they lead the visiting Patriots in that ball game. Hunter Renfrow, 2 touchdown catches in that first half alone. Finally, we're off to Atlanta to check on the Falcons at home at Mercedes-Benz Stadium. As you can see the score there in the second quarter. Russell Wilson has thrown a touchdown pass. We were certainly treated to an entertaining first half. Both these teams with some high points and maybe a couple of low points as well. So it's going to be a question of who can be the most disciplined team going forward.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always. This one's still anyone's game as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. We'll see if week 1 fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped it to 23-yard line. The Jaguars offense and Trevor Lawrence getting set for this next drive. And he's been a nightmare to scheme against throughout this one. This defense has been totally taken apart, and that is borne out in his numbers. He's been terrific all game long. And that's to the left sideline and incomplete.
And when you're in a one-score game in the second half, now's not the time to force the football to places where you shouldn't. And that's a smart decision to just get that one out of there.
And they'll send the tight end in motion. Now Lawrence. He'll find Gabriel Davis. That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there. They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. Now Lawrence to throw. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he is going to have a Jags first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
We often hear the phrase sure-handed tight ends, and he certainly fits into that category. Plus, he's got a quarterback who knows to look his way when they need a big pickup. And on this play, he finds him for the first down.
They go play action with Lawrence. He'll air this one out deep for Davis. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
They decided the opportunity was there and launched a deep ball, but he was unable to get away from the defender, couldn't create space, couldn't uncover the end of the route, and that one winds up incomplete.
Straight ahead, Etienne. And he's across midfield and into Miami territory. That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there. They'll run with Etienne. And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line. Give him 7 yards on the play as they do pick up the third down conversion. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Lawrence steps away to his left. Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets him a 1st down.
I am willing to bet that he got a monster grin on his face when he saw what was happening. Man coverage was so committed to denying a big throw that it pulled attention away from him, and he had an easy lane to hit, and hit it he did.
Now a 1st and 10 at the 11. And now they'll throw it with Lawrence. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
His back has been a dependable safety valve all game, so he went back to him when his first read was covered. Just unable to connect, so the play results in no gain.
Looking to throw, Lawrence. Looking middle, and that's complete. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. 3rd down and 1. Back to the ground with Etienne. And he'll take this one in for a Jags touchdown. Travis Etienne taking it in from 2 yards out. And the Jaguars take the opening kickoff of the 3rd quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. That seemed pretty ideal there for the offense, Charles. You take a little bit of time off the clock here in the 3rd quarter, decent length drive, and you pad your lead as well at the end of it.
And what it does is lets you feel like you're in control of this game, even more so than a 2-touchdown lead, right? Because you have taken that time off, as you noted, which means they couldn't get you off the field. You ran your playbook the way you wanted to, and you gave your defense some rest. What a big-time drive in that situation.
And he'll be stopped up at the 25. The Dolphins offense now heads back on the field. And they have had their problems moving the ball through the air as we take you through some of the action from earlier. This secondary has played about as well as you can. Many times they've left this quarterback with nowhere to go with the football. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And their deficit a little wider than it was at halftime. Does that touchdown a minute ago change the thinking here at all?
I think it does, at least a little bit, because now urgency has to start setting in. You can't go out there and go 3 and out and run the risk of falling behind substantially, but you have to do it without pressing, because pressing, that'll lead you into bigger errors.
In motion goes the tight end. Throwing now is Tagovailoa. And bringing it in right side here, Beckham. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch, and it'll be 2nd down.
And we've seen him have success earlier on with the ball in his hands because he is a get it in space and make a play kind of a receiver. But that time, they closed on him quickly and held him to a short gain.
He's going to drop this underneath to Mostert. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. 7 yards there and a 1st down. They'll run. Here's Devon Achane. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
This defense is just flat getting after it. They have not given up much of anything in the run game. Case in point right there.
Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss. Tua sets up to pass it. It's caught by OBJ. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Here's Tagovailoa to throw. And this pass broken up. Well, the contact well timed there, and now 4th down.
Well, he'd been targeted quite a bit on this drive, and finally I think the guys on the defensive side, they said no more. They slapped the double coverage on him, made it very tough for him to get the ball.
And no return possible here as they angle this one out of bounds. Here comes the Jaguars offense as they get set here. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive, isn't it? I mean, they score here, especially a touchdown. It's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays accordingly because what you really want to do, even though you know the scoreboard is still up there and the game's going to go on, you think you can take the spirit away from another team, that their drive and will to come back and win can be taken with another score right here.
Still third quarter, but you just get that feel.
Yeah, they're teetering right there on the brink, aren't they?
And ETN going to have a Jags first down as he'll be brought down at the 38-yard line. And they'll go again with ETN. And he edges forward, but only gets a pair of yards out of it. And it's second down. When we talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot, he had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try.
Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Javon Holland. And they will set up shop in enemy territory at the 42-yard line. So a potential momentum shifter there, working with a 2-score lead, third quarter, but that not the smartest of throws.
I would agree with you on that one because this game is still very much in the balance. It felt pretty one-sided to this point, but now if these guys can turn this turnover into points, things could start getting a little more interesting.
Open man is Hill. He's got it. And he'll be brought down on what's going to turn out to be the final play of this third quarter. We are through three quarters here on NFL Kickoff Weekend. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Miami. It's Dolphin football, but they trail here as we get set for the fourth. Now Tua. That swung out to Mo. Now a loose football. The ball comes out, but fortunately he's able to recover his own fumble, or that could have been trouble. So possession still theirs, but now they face a third down. Going to the air, Tagovailoa. That's complete to Mostert out of the backfield. Only able to gain a couple there, and that's going to bring up a fourth down. He got out of bounds. That's a good thing, but still short of the first.
And now, since this brings up fourth down, the defensive play caller, grab your nerves, because now you don't want to be so amped up that you give them a first down by getting...
He's got him in, complete, and all the way in for a Miami touchdown. Tyreek Hill, 33 yards. And the Dolphins have made it a one-score game again here in the fourth. Wow, talk about a big fourth down conversion for the score defensively. How do you let that happen?
I think you start with the offense and you give them credit for going for it and having that kind of, well, let's face it, audacity. But defensively, I think you're right on target, partner. There's no way something like that's supposed to happen in that situation. You're supposed to be able to shut that down and get the ball back for your own team. Instead, they give up not just a big play, but a touchdown.
Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30, up to the 33. The Jaguars offense and their quarterback headed out for this next possession. And it's been a struggle for him all afternoon. This defense has really done a nice job of making him earn everything he gets. And it's prevented him from getting into any kind of rhythm here today. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. I'm curious to see, Charles, about the play calling on this drive. Last time out, the interception that led to a touchdown. Here we are. I mean, very close, one-score game.
Yeah, and if I'm a defender, I'm actually chirping Chili on the other side of the ball, saying, hey, we picked off the last one. What you going to do about it now? So when you do throw the football, high percentage, but throw it with confidence. If there's any hesitancy at all, it could end up in enemy's hands again.
On second down, ETN once more. And he'll be upended at the 33 following a gain of 3. And guess what? It brings up third down. Right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the first down and move the chains. Oh, and that is incomplete.
That's an excellent job right there on third down. Like any defense, you never want to let them get anything started, and that would have been a first down. Instead, you saw the contact on time, no penalty, and before this drive could get wings, it's fourth down.
44 on his first punt, and this is a good kick as well. Now Hill to return it. So a good punt there, but a nice return of 11 yards. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. The Dolphins offense and Tua Tagovailoa headed back out onto the field. And we'll take you through some of the highlights here. You'll notice he had a hand in a lot of them so far. He's got this offense rolling right now. First down Miami as they get set to start the drive. And it feels like the momentum has shifted. They scored, then their defense forces that last punt. And now a chance to tie the game on this possession. Tagovailoa working out of the gun. That to the right sideline, and it falls incomplete.
We're going to give out a little applause on that play. It has to go to the defense. More good work by them. They've taken away the passing lanes all game long, and you can see the frustration that it's causing because he just about threw that one into the first row.
Short throw to Smith. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead. Tua going to throw. And going deep for Hill. And unable to connect. Incomplete. I'll give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
Some coaches like to take the shorter, more reliable yardage, and some, they like to go for the big shot. No fear in risking a deep ball there, but it wasn't enough to get them the completion.
Calls for the fair catch, makes the fair catch just inside the 15-yard line. So possession goes over here on the punt, and it'll be Jaguar football as they take over deep in their own territory. On play action, Lawrence. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
That's some good closing speed there defensively because that looked open for a minute. That's great work with the ball in the air. Never gave up, converged on his man, and broke the play up.
Out of the gun, it's Lawrence. That's brought in by Davis over the middle. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. On 3rd down, here's ETN. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. 3 yards there, good enough to keep the drive moving. He hasn't really had a game to remember, but that conversion right there is something to hang his hat on late.
It certainly is. In these situations, what you're really looking for is the guy who's not worried about his stats, not worried they didn't get 100 yards in a game, but will make that dirty, gritty run that you have to close the game out, as we just saw there.
Clock continuing to run. They'll probably wind this all the way before snapping it on 2nd down. Now Lawrence, a short throw to Ingram. And able to break 1 tackle, but then quickly brought down, but a nice little gain. One of the bigger plays in the game thus far, and the crowd getting into it as we come up on a big 3rd down. Here's Lawrence. The Dolphins get there this time, and they bring him down. That's the NFL vet Calais Campbell coming in and dragging him down. And now, defensively, they're going to burn their first time out. Remember, they get an extra time built in coming up here shortly at the 2-minute warning. Here's Logan Cook now as he's on to punt for Jacksonville. And this returnable for Hill. A 46-yard punt, 8 yards on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. So Tua and the Dolphins down 24-17, 2:09 to play. They'll have one play, maybe two, before the 2-minute warning as they've got a first down. On play action, here's Tua. He completes it to Beckham. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game. So the Dolphins have it as we welcome you back in. They come up on a 1st and 10, desperately needing a score here on what could be their final drive. Throwing Tua. Again, it's OBJ, back-to-back catches. And they'll get to him after a gain of 7 to the 47. Here's 2nd down and 3.
Brings up 2nd and 3 at the Jaguars' 47-yard line.
Here's Tua. It's caught. Beckham.
Partner, they're clearly saving those timeouts, but they still have to work with some urgency to put themselves in the right position.
Tua. That one tipped, and it's incomplete. But good hands there defensively. It's 2nd down. Now Tua. Short throw to Smith.
That completion helps out in a nice way. Now they can take a little bit more time, but guess what? They've got to make sure on their throws that they see it open, not just anticipate it.
Tua. To the sideline and incomplete.
With that incompletion, reality is staring them right in the face. This entire game is down to the next snap.
The decision made for them. They've got to go. It's 4th down. Tagovailoa. Oh, and that's going to sabotage their comeback plans. It is intercepted. Picked off by Tyson Campbell. And the Jaguars have just about sewn up this football game. The 4th down, they felt compelled to go for it, and he throws the INT.
Yeah, he knows that you can't take a sack there, so he had to try and force one in. Now, this might not be a throw he makes if we're in the 2nd quarter, but he had to take the chance there, and this one wound up being intercepted.
Jacksonville back on offense and ready to take over.
And checking the timeouts, they do have 2 defensively, but no real need to use them as they're not going to be able to stop the clock after that.
We got to have 2 hands on the football here as they run on 1st down.
The Dolphins going to take their 2nd timeout as they stop it here with just under 40 seconds to go in the game.
And they'll indeed take a knee. Now the Dolphins will use the last of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play. And they will take a knee here. And just how they envision the start of the season, kneeling it down, defense can't stop the clock. This one's a winner.
You know, it's really strange. I think a lot of people think that the kneel-down practice stuff really only happens like one time a week. The best teams I know, they practice it starting back in OTAs. They want them to visualize winning a game and how great that feels, and they got it done in this one.
Yep, a knee gets them to 1-0. Well, CD, always a little extra excitement for Week 1, and one of our early window games here in Week 1 on a Sunday comes to a close. Good to be back in the booth with you, my friend.
And it's good to be back in the booth with you as well. And we know that not everyone's going to start the season 1-0, right? Half the league is going to have a loss on their record. But everyone's going to have to build off of that opener. And how many coaches tell us every single year, you make your most progress between Week 1 and Week 2. We'll see how both of these teams progress the rest of this season.
So for the Jags, it was a hard-fought game, and they'll exit 1-0 as they win by a touchdown. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for the Dolphins, they go down to defeat here in the opener. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Alongside Charles Davis, we thank our entire crew. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This is the NFL on EA Sports.